We start this afternoon with trade tensions, not only between the United States and China, but also with Iran. Now, there's a new report that claims that the Trump administration is warning Chinese shipping companies against turning off their signals in order to smuggle Iranian oil without getting caught. RT's Rachel Blevins joins me now to break it all down with the details. Rachel, could these companies face new sanctions from the United States, and does it really matter? Is it too little, too late?
Well, Scotty, the U.S. has already put sanctions on a handful of Chinese individuals and companies over allegations that they were transporting Iranian oil, and it looks like they could soon be adding more to that list. Now, this, according to a new report which claims the Trump administration is warning Chinese shipping companies about turning off the transponders on their ships in order to transport Iranian oil without being detected. The report cited senior anonymous administration officials who claim the U.S. has been messaging very heavily to the shipping companies saying, you don't want to do this, it's not worth it, it's incredibly dangerous and irresponsible behavior. Now, the weight of increasing U.S. sanctions has had a major impact on Iran, and the country's oil exports have fallen from around 2.5 million barrels per day in April 2018, 1 month before the U.S. pulled out of the nuclear deal, to around 100,000 barrels per day in July 2019. Now, last month, the U.S. imposed sanctions on 5 Chinese individuals and 2 subsidiaries of a state-owned Chinese shipping company over allegations that they were transporting Iranian oil. But China has made it clear that it will continue to do business with Iran despite the ongoing threat of sanctions from the U.S. The report also claims that days after the sanctions were announced, at least 14 Chinese shipping tankers turned off their automatic identification systems and stopped broadcasting their location data. However, the company has denied the allegations that its ships turned off their location transponders, and it continues to argue that it is cooperating with all maritime laws. Now, Iran has also been accused of turning off the signals on its ships in order to transport oil without detection. Last week, when Iran reported that one of its tankers had been attacked off the coast of Saudi Arabia, Saudi officials said they received a distress signal, but they claimed the vessel turned off its transponders before they could send help. Now, while no one has claimed responsibility for that attack, Iran released images of what it claims was a rocket attack on the tanker, and President Rouhani said there was proof the attack was carried out by a government and the culprit would face consequences. Now, Scotty, this all comes as the Pentagon has confirmed that it is now going to send more than 3,000 troops to Saudi Arabia, and it continues to claim that the goal is to deter aggression from Iran.
Well, Rachel, these are all just allegations. There's video, but there's not actually these companies' hard evidence tying them between the two. Is there anybody else from any other countries ruling in saying, listen, this needs to have a little bit more of a judicial process?
Well, it doesn't look like there is right now, but it is interesting to see the United States speaking out about this and specifically wanting that location data from these ships, even though they're from other countries. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes moving forward, and if any other countries do then come in and talk about this, especially on the importance of knowing where those ships are and at what time.
Well, this area was already boiling. I don't think this helps the temperature any. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's hard to clear through the debris and get right down to the nitty-gritty that is real news.
New details are coming to light in the case of Jeffrey Epstein as more
Read between the 2-year Treasury